Hi there. How's it?
Hi, good morning. Hey, Jim, I know that Choose Your Buddy. I responded to your email.
Oh,
Does he have the course? Hi, True. Good to meet you, buddy.
hey, how are you?
Doing
Yeah,
great.
I don't know if he ordered it yet, but he's about to order
No,
it.
I just I tried, but my bank declined the thing, so I have to figure that out. I just didn't let me pay for it, so I have to like understand why that happened.
All right.
Um, but yeah, uh,
All right. So these folks have all invested in the program. That's one thing, and that's one of the benefits of being in here is that you've actually purchased the program. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Apart from
Um,
the hey, apart from
sorry.
the fact that I want to be able to give you homework. So if you
Yeah.
don't have the thing, then I can't give you homework. So look forward to helping you out with that. If you need help with that after our meeting this morning, we can jump on the phone or whatever. I help you. But
Yeah,
that's
no. I think because it was like I just haven't ordered something like that in a while, so I think my bank was concerned. Also, I'm in Germany, so it
Yeah, if you're moving around the world, they might think it's a fraudulent
yeah, yeah.
thing.
Um,
yeah, cool.
yeah, but I'll sort that out.
Yeah,
Like
very cool. What part of Germany?
we're near Fulda, which is somewhere in Bavaria.
Ah,
Not
yes. Okay.
in not in Bavaria, in
Yeah,
close to Frankfurt.
one of my favorite
Um,
parts of the world. That's just
cool.
fantastic. Lucky you. All right. Okay. So we have True. Welcome, True. Cool name, by the way.
Thank you.
And Josh, new people to the morning show. All right. I sent you both. Experienced folks, just give me a minute. I sent you both access to the 90-day training template on Evernote. Correct?
Got it.
Yes. All right. Got it. Good. Thank you, Josh. Plus, you're going to need, as I just mentioned, the program. You're going to need a keyboard, okay?
Okay.
Facilities, and at some point, amplification. All right. Is ideal. Okay. So I don't want to keep Oz and Kaz and Amy and James. I don't want to go back and repeat stuff that we've already did in regards to the information that's on that Evernote template. So most importantly, True, Josh, just go over the stuff on the template. Does it make sense?
Will do.
Yeah. Facilities, stuff that you need, where to start. Okay, good. And then we'll just jump in and get going with this.
Great.
Okay. So, how you guys feeling? Did you work on your stuff? Did we get? Hang on, damn it! One more thing. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of sort of shooting from the hip here. There were some questions about, hey, where do we find the regular the videos and that sort of thing. I just want to go in here and make sure that that you guys are clear on this. So here's our private group space that only people that are in the Popular Kids can get in here. Okay. And then here's our resources. Just reviewing them. So you click on resources. This might grow. I can imagine there'll be more cool things in here in the future. But inside resources, we have peer reviews. Okay. And we have the ebook, get access to the ebook. We have the 90-day training plate, which I was just talking about. Okay. And what I did is I dropped in a template link in here at the end of our last session 2 weeks ago. All right. And it may not be your personal template, and it's not the one I had in here before. Okay. Because I need a special template for this group. So it's the same thing though. I just copy, paste it, and create another one. All right. So how do you get to this? You're just gonna copy that, drop it in browser, and that's the training template. Use the one that I gave you personally. If you guys have one of those, like Jim, he's got one, but also you guys can use this. It's all the same stuff. Okay. All right. So Josh and True, this is the training template that we've been talking about. All right. So we're kind of working off this for now. All right. It's a good lesson plan. It's our instructional design, so to speak. All right, so then back to this. And then right here is the video archive. So we're recording this, And what I do is I'm just simply going to upload it to an unlisted YouTube channel. All right, and you guys go out there and watch these. So that's the way that's happening. Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's rock. How's it going? I want you guys just give me some feedback. We're going to dive back into this template. I want to do more vocalizations today. We're past the facilities, right? Aren't we? We're kind of now into cry mode. We've done that, and we started working on onsets, I think, at the end of our last session. So let's just go through class feedback, any questions at the moment. I'd like to know also how often or how much you guys had a chance to practice and work on these things. Let's go ahead and start, ladies first. Kaz, can you give us just a quick feedback on your last 2 weeks? What happened? Any aha moments? Anything amazing happen? What could you share with us?
Well, I went through my, sometimes while I'm actually walking or when I'm driving in the car, I sort of practice my cry mode. And it sounds, I sort of practice my voice. And when I'm in the middle of things that I can't really always be in my own private room to do, so I'll do it while I'm walking or while I'm talking. But what I did find was really great is when I did that onset that you showed me about, just the normal track and release,
yeah.
I noticed when I actually focused a little bit more on shutting my mind up, I found the flow a lot more amplified. It sort of flowed better. I wasn't so in my head. It came out like it should have. It sounded more boomy. So that I was happy about. That kind of gave me a bit more confidence. I must be honest, I forgot about the time change today. I've been on since 5 o'clock this afternoon. I thought maybe I'd missed the program. But yeah. But I was very happy. And like I said to you about the cry mode, I learned those 3 techniques, and that's fantastic. I even added a little bit of my own song, like Wind Beneath the Wing, like the end part, like when you guys sing a song. I learned Wind Beneath the Wing, that was kind of cool. So I got into my cry mode there as well. If that makes sense to everyone.
Very cool. Is cry mode something that is it an option, or is it something that you're pretty much going to have to do all the time?
You need to do all the time. It's definitely, I suggest if you don't do cry mode, you're not going to sound great. You're going to sound throaty. It's going to be exhausting, and it's more liberating. Yeah. Well, it once you connect with it.
That's right. It won't sound as silky. It won't sound as velvety. That's absolutely true. It won't sound as emotive in the sound color, but also it's gonna, in a more practical problem is you're gonna get grabby as you go higher. Grabby. All right. So Oz, you're looking athletic these days. Are you pumping iron?
Yeah, basically every single day I've been training for like the past year and a half, 2 years. Going on 2 years now.
That's cool, man. Good for you.
Thank you.
All right.
So,
How's your voice?
What's that?
How's your voice?
It's still working. That's good. So I've been working on the cry vocal mode using the weep before, not the weep speak, but the crying before going into the note itself. And what I've been actually noticing is originally I was trying to do it basically like the track and release, just start all the way down on like C3 and then work all the way up and down using that. And what I started to notice was, I don't know, I guess the musculature or just the way that I was doing it was different on the lower parts of the register than the higher parts. So I started doing it backwards, where I'm starting like a little bit higher up, closer to that, I think it was a G3, G4 that you're talking about, right? And basically getting comfortable with it there and then working back down and up. So basically what I've been doing for my practice is I'll start like on G4, I'll go down to like C4, and then I'll go back up to like A4. And I just, was it G4? Yeah, A4. So basically I just kept going back and forth for like 5 minutes at a time, just trying to get used to how it feels. And then just trying to do it without actually the weeping first.
Yeah, the cry mode or the track and release onset or a TNR with cry mode.
Right. Yeah, it's like, well, my biggest focus is as I'm doing the crying, it's just like, okay, I'm doing it, but what does it feel like? and try to focus on that feeling and then go back and redo it with just the feeling as the focus.
Good. Because it does have a feeling. There is you can feel it. It's, so if I go into cry mode, it's right there. It's right there. It's not right now. If I'm not engaging it, it's benign. I feel nothing. It's vapor. It's air. But it's sort of right before I sing or right before I go into this, make sure I got my sound. I got my compression on here. Hang on, guys. Otherwise, it'll give us problems. Audio and high background. Low. Okay, we're fine. Right now, I feel nothing. I could be going into a scale or I could be getting ready to sing. All right. And one thing I noticed as I started getting into cry mode, I noticed that it's like a half a second before you go in, and it's something new. You have to sort of get a feeling. You have to sort of lock and load. You got to get into it, configure it in about half a second before you go. Whereas in the past, prior to being conscientious of cry mode, you would just go, you would just sort of like go immediately into a phonation. Okay. But really to get it right there. Oh. I'm loose. I feel nothing. I'm in speech mode. Slow motion. Right there, there's a contraction. I can feel it. It anchors. You can feel it sort of, it's kind of like a loose thing. And then all of a sudden you feel the vocal folds go. You feel it just sort of engage right there. Oh! Don't feel anything. Talking to the crowd. I'm breathing. Here comes the next verse. Right there, I anchor and oh! All right. So I'm just reiterating and validating what you're telling me. Right?
Yeah, it's a very, what's the word I'm looking for?
It's subtle.
It's it's like we're trying to explain an internal muscular contraction using. It's like trying to explain a color using sound or something like that. It's, but yeah, it's like when I feel it, as soon as I go to engage, it's like almost feel like on the front half, I feel almost like this compression going down or tightening together, and then almost feel like dropping down. It's like.
That's right. That's right. For me, it's sort of a feeling of like a sort of, it gets ready, it gets ready. And then I hold that position, through the phrase until I need to breathe and stop. Then it relaxes. And then here comes the next lyric, the next verse. Half a second, sing. Half a second, sing. All right, so Josh, True, what we're talking about here, and you'll get into it with the course, is physical modes. There's many different physical modes, which means the way we're going to configure our vocal folds and our larynx, okay, physically inside the system. You can learn about it and geek out about it. There's lectures and stuff in the program, okay? That'll explain.
CT, right?
That's right. So the CT and the TA are part of these modes. And how they're contracting and working with and against each other help influence these different physical modes. Some of these physical modes are sort of, I call them in the book, I call them primitive. They're intuitive. I'm in one of them right now. It's called speech. It's very intuitive, okay? So and that's a physical mode, and we talk a little bit about it. It has a certain characteristic. In other words, the vocal folds are in a certain position in the musculature inside the mechanism, are configured in a unique way to give me the ability to do what I'm doing right now. Talk to you in speech mode, okay? But the speech mode, the way the mechanism is configured right now is not going to work for singing. Right. That's the aha moment, okay? It doesn't, this physical configuration that I'm in right now is not going to allow me to amplify high, complex, melodic patterns for 2 hours without getting tired. Okay, so fast forward, how do we get through amazing singing for 2 hours? Among other things, at least from the physical perspective, vowels is also important, but from a physical perspective, we've got to put the larynx and the vocal folds in an exotic position to sing through. Okay, it's a platform for singing. That platform is called cry mode. Okay, so cry mode is, yes, it is a configuration, a physical configuration the vocal folds get into that is the same as when we're emotionally sad. Okay, it is when we're emotionally sad, got tears coming down our face, the vocal folds, the larynx goes into a position that enables people to cry and amplify high frequencies in emergencies. Right, so what we're doing is we're taking that physical configuration the body goes into with the larynx and the vocal folds for emergencies and repurposing it for singing.
Okay. And you start with the emotional content to encourage that reflex, that reaction of elongation and the compression.
It
becomes automatic.
We've all done. It's the second thing in life we ever did. After, actually it's the third thing. I think it's the second thing. The first thing that happened in our life is we got our ass spanked. Then the second thing that happened is we started crying. Okay? To say, hey, what the hell? I didn't ask for this. Okay? Because that was an emergency. So it's something we've all done before. The good news about cry mode is that it's actually technically not that, compared to other things like feeling your formant and vowels and other things that we're going to get into. It's actually not that difficult to get into. It's weird. We can do it. It's just weird. You have to learn to do it in a different context. That's what's weird about it. So we practice and have some techniques. Okay, I'm in the weeds a little bit, but I'm just letting these guys sort of giving them the benefit of understanding what we're talking about. Okay, Josh or Oz, good. Be aware of that little feeling inside, okay? And we can all try it in a second here. Jim, how'd your week go?
Practice-wise, it's been pretty consistent, like 30 to 45 minutes a day. I think I missed like one day since last class. Okay. I've been actually not strictly doing this homework. I've been working on what we had done in the private lessons, which is quack and release, quack and release, quack and release.
It's okay.
Over and over again, and a little bit of wind and release when I get tired. And trying it on sirens, trying it on melodic phrases, and just trying to really, stabilize everything that's, that tends to fall apart and collapse, when I need it.
Yeah, Jim, Jim practices a lot. So hats off to you on that. Okay, great. Amy, how's it going?
Yeah, it's been going. I've been practicing the cry mode a little bit, and then also the track and release onset.
Okay.
So I've been doing that, but then I was wondering, when I'm practicing for a song, do I do the cry mode before phrases and then go into a song, and then once I don't feel that kind of resonance, go back to cry mode and then go back to next phrase, or what?
I feel like I just gave you the answer to that question. Yes. So you're going to want to get, just like Oz said, you're going to want to get a feel for, like, it's engaged. Like, you can feel something. It's subtle, but you can feel it. You want to get into that every time. Every time. All right. What would the exceptions be? The exceptions would be you're in a Doors cover band and you're singing the end. And you're just reciting poetry. Okay, maybe you're just like, in other words, you're just like in speech mode. All right, you're singing, and then there's like a cool arty part in the song where it comes down, and you're just gonna talk into the microphone and recite some poetry, and then start singing again. Then you might not need cry mode so much. But anytime you start amplifying you're gonna start like getting into amplifying exotic resonance and getting out of speech mode. You got to thin out. Otherwise, it's gonna hurt you. Especially the higher you go, right, team? That's the other piece of this, okay? The higher you go, the more you need to engage it. Okay?
What if you're trying to go down and get way down into the bass area?
The lower
Same
you
thing?
go, the less you need to engage it, but it still needs to be engaged if you
Okay.
want the color, the sound color, to be velvety and silky and sound nicer. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Very cool. Yeah, Jim.
Yeah, I notice in regard to going down, sometimes I'm going down on the siren and I start running out of breath and I realize that I lose my cry mode. So that I realize, oh, I gotta cry harder when I go down and when I go up and when I stay on the same. Like whatever it is, like the tendency is to kind of lose it a little bit for me.
Yeah. 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 And as I go down, oh, like, oh, yeah. I feel that. It's profound because I'm up on a G. I'm not feeling it engaged as much as I go lower, but I still feel it. I'm still cry mode. So if I was singing low, I'm so kind of weepy. Why? Because it's a much prettier sound color than this. If I do that, it's okay. It's a little bit speech mode-y. I'd much rather go, it's a little bit more silky. Do you guys hear that? Do you hear the difference in the sound color? Even low. It's subtle, true. It's subtle. You'll get a feel for it, okay? The higher you go, the more you hear the difference. So yes, Jim, the lower we go, the less we're going to feel it, the less we're going to need it, but we still want to engage it. Like, in my opinion, it never goes totally away. Unless you're purposely, knowingly, wantingly going into speech mode because you're going to recite poetry. Make sense? Inside a song. Okay? True. Are you okay? You look like you're barely hanging on. Are you all right?
No, I'm all good.
Okay. All right. Fantastic.
Can I ask another question, Robert,
Yes.
about the track and release? Is it the same thing that I should practice it before certain words, or is it just an exercise to do and then over time your onsets will become like that?
So the track and release, all of the onsets, 5 of them, 3 of the 8 onsets, 3 are specialty items that we only do in training. They're sort of funky inventions that I created that help us get to stuff, okay? And that would be the contract and release onset, the messa di voce, and there's a third one. Forgive me, okay?
Quack. Would quack one be one?
Thank you. You get an A. So there's 3 onsets that don't really work in singing. Quack and release because they're just ugly. Contract and release because it has a complex workflow to it, and it's kind of sort of a bulky. It's like contract and release is like doing squats in the gym, okay? And the messa di voce, they just don't work in a song necessarily, okay? The other ones, track and release, I have to say, this is a little confusing. A light quack and release, wind and release, attack and release, damp and release. These 5 we do see in the training space, Amy. And that's important. That's a good question. It's an important lesson here. We also see them in the lyrics, in the singing. Okay. So the onsets, and we're going to go to that today. The onsets don't just exist in the training environment. They exist in the singing as well. Okay.
Okay. So then do practice it. Like if I were to sing a song, do I do the track and release before the lyrics and then do the lyrics?
You don't have a choice. It just comes by a lot faster. Does that make sense? So if my lyric is, if I'm going to train the track and release onset, I'm going to sit here. It's all careful and meticulous and slow, and it's on my keyboard and it's chromatic, and I'm going to do it. That's what the track and release looks and feels like when I'm training it. Okay. If I'm singing it and my lyric is Mother Nature, I have two nasals, don't I? I have M on Mother, N on Nature. If I'm singing a lyric and it happens to be Mother Nature, I just did 2 track and release onsets because they came off of nasals. Does that make sense, Amy?
Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
But the context is different. It's not like full out, you know, here I go. It's not a training thing. It's now I'm singing. But the point is because there's consonants behind it, nasals. The nasals, the M and the N, the NG, they're not going to go away. They exist in your lyrics. Okay, so if they exist in your lyrics, what does that tell us? 5 of the onsets are always going to be in your lyrics. So let's review that real quick. We have the nasal, so any song or any syllable, any lyric or any syllable that starts with a nasal, an M, an N, or an NG, is going to be a track and release onset, even if it comes by in a song at 1/10 of a second. It's still a track and release onset. Any spirit, anything that has an H in front of it, help me. Okay, that's gonna be a win and release onset. Anything that has a plosive, any word that starts with a plosive or has a plosive in the syllable, a P, a D, a T, a K, a K, a G, those are plosives. They pop, 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 pop. Okay, then you've got a whole bunch of plosives, really. There's like 5 of them or 6 of them. So any lyric, any word that has plosives in it on a syllable right at the beginning, you're doing dampen and release onsets. All the vowels, any lyric that starts with a vowel, I love all. Okay, I and all start with vowels. Those are attack and release onsets. Okay, does that make sense? Interesting, isn't it? This is geeky, but it's really interesting how the consonants in language can be repurposed if you slow them down and you put them in a controlled environment. They can be repurposed to help you to get at building the motor skills inside the larynx and the vocal folds. And if you train them in a slow, controlled way, then we turn around and we're going through them quickly in a song, in lyrics. How much better and how much easier that's going to help you with your singing. Okay, so team, Josh, True, what we're talking about is how the phonetics, the consonants inside the lyrics of your song and the vowels can be utilized, repurposed, and we've done this with the Vocalist Studio. They can repurpose as training elements to build motor skills. And if you then train them, then as they then come back to you in the art, it's one of the things that helps us sing better. Yeah. All right. So you have to geek out a little bit on phonetics. I think the team is itching to start doing the track and release onset. Should we practice it a little bit, you guys? Yeah, track and release onset. I think that's where we left off with the team here. Okay. All right. So track and release onset, characterized by the fact that it starts with a nasal. All right. And so here we are. We're back to the phonetics. True. Nasals in English. There's 3 nasals in English. And okay. You can start with either one of them. All right. But I tend to just do M in the morning. Okay. So I'm going to track on the M. When I release, I'm going to release the vowel. All right. So watch me do 5 of them. Notice that I'm going to whimper like a puppy on that M. Okay. I'm going to engage cry mode into the onset to get more out of it. Can you guys hear that okay? All right. Notice, everybody, especially the newer people, I'm not doing this. This is not what I'm doing. May. That's a track release onset, but it's really shitty. Okay, that has no cry mode in it. It has, you can do them in a bad way. The game we're playing is to do this with a high level of quality to it. What does that mean? I'm going to take my time. I'm going to match the pitch. I'm going to make my lips buzz and vibrate before I release the valve. And as I go into the entire thing, I'm going to whimper like a puppy. I'm going to engage cry mode, true. You right? Watch me. You see how that's kind of whimpery and cryy? Super important. Once I release the vowel, I'm not done. Once I release the vowel, I want to make sure that the resonance is bouncing off the top of the back of my top teeth. That's also important. Then it's kind of done. All right. So I wouldn't want to do this. Match the pitch, get the cry mode, get the lips to vibrate. That's all good. And then release the resonance into my throat. We see this a lot. Watch. Shit. Resonance is in my throat. No. There's a workflow to this. Frequency, lips buzzing, cry mode, resonance forward. Super embouchure, proper embouchure, left here, show your canines. That's also in the workflow. If I go a little bit higher, nothing changes. All right. That is a really good track and release onset. Now, I'd like to see you guys give it a go. Kaz, let's watch you do track and release onsets with very strict, good workflow. Do you guys see how my workflow is highly disciplined? It's not blah, blah. I'm not blah. I'm geeking out on it. There's 5 steps: frequency, buzzy buzz, release the vowel, cry mode, resonance forward. Eyes off your shoestrings. Okay? Kaz, you're on your feet. Good job. Let's hear it.
Can you see me?
I can. We can.
I'm going to go to G4. I'm mezzo soprano, so normally I go quite high. So I'm going to go G4.
That's fine.
And try and work my way down and up.
Okay, so as a team, what we're looking for is the workflow. Okay, we want all those elements to be perfect. Don't get sloppy on the workflow. Go. Lovely, but your pitch is off. You said G4.
Yeah, I was off.
Match pitch.
That sound right.
That's C. What are you doing? C or are you doing G?
I'm G4.
That's not G4. This is G4. No, that's D4.
No, this is D4. G, there.
D as in delta. That's D4. We want G4.
Yeah, but that's G4.
Hey! Now, good. Now step up and compress the vocal folds. No, stand up, please. Step up, compress the vocal folds, and give us some gusto. Nothing sort of weak and windy. We're working out. Great job. I'll go ahead and cue you. Let's not stand up. You're not done. We'll do a couple more. That's great example, you guys. You hear all that? It's nice. Now, chromatic. No. Just a half step. G sharp. G sharp.
I'm flat.
You're way flat. You're off an octave.
I'm nervous.
Well,
sorry.
You're a singer.
I know. I've just gone nervous all of a sudden.
Really? Why? This is your family.
G4.
All right, Kaz, give me an A4. Just pluck on the keyboard and just tell. That's not A4. That's A6. All right, so Kaz, you need to work on your octaves.
Okay.
So you're supposed to be doing 4s and you're playing 5s. Okay, and the pitch is a little not like it's a little unstable. All right, frequency first. Other than that, by the way, even if the pitch wasn't what you were cueing for yourself, the cry mode, the execution, it was very nice. That was nicely done. Okay, don't be nervous. We're all family here.
I don't know, just tonight I've gone very nervous. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I'll come on.
It's okay. So get your match your pitches better, okay?
Okay.
Team, frequency first above all else. Seriously, like frequency is like gravity. It never goes away. Frequency first, then everything else. Without frequency, without matching the note, the frequency, technically, whatever you do, technically is noise. It's noise. Technically, if you don't match the frequency, you're creating cacophony, you're creating noise. Right? So we got to tune our ears. Jim.
Possibly, is it possible, Kaz, that there's a transpose button on your keyboard that has been inadvertently switched, and that's why? Because you should check that, because some keyboards can transpose.
Yeah,
maybe that's what's happening, because it does sound a bit different.
Yeah, that
sounds different to my one.
Yeah, that's a little weird. So I'm wondering if maybe your keyboard.
Yeah, it could be. It could
Thanks,
be.
Jim. That's a really good
Thanks
suggestion.
That.
Yeah, mine does that too. So you're actually plucking a G4 and it's giving you a G5 because the software has pushed you up an octave. Yeah, check on that. Okay. Look, what you gave us was a lovely tone. It's just you're confused on the pitch. So let's work on that. I'm going to put this down in your homework. Cats, get better at matching pitch. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oz.
I was just going to offer suggestions, kind of like breaking the step down even like shorter. Something I've done before to kind of focus on the pitch, because it can be really easy to hear it and like, oh, I got it, and then just go into it. Just sit in there and listen on the keyboard, right? So I'll listen to it and then I'll go like if I'm getting ready to phonate, but don't actually phonate. My focus right now is listening first, and then I'll go to the next one. So I'm breaking down my steps even further. So my only focus right now is just matching it until it becomes just secondary.
Yeah. The nasal should be on pitch as well.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Another thing too, I remember I wrote some notes down a few years ago where you were explaining being able to switch through your nasal consonants based off of where you are in the register. So like M might be more suitable at a lower register, N going higher up like around the break, and then NG beyond that. Is that still?
It might be more comfortable, but I don't want to say that we have to be able to do all the nasals at all frequencies. Okay. Yeah. All right. Oz, Rocket, show us a great workflow, and let's do 5.
Okay.
With intense meditation.
We'll start off on C and go up from there then.
Cool. Nicely done. Let's get the resonance out of your throat. Let's get it forward. All right. Cry. I got a great metaphor for you. Cry into the back of your top teeth. It means absolutely, it's complete nonsense unless we're TVS singers. Cry. It's a visual. Cry into the back of your top teeth. Oh, oh. It helps. Try it. A little better. I like it a lot. It's pretty good. It's just a little bit throaty. Can you brighten it and bring it forward? That is sorry for the instability, guys, but brighten it, get it more forward. Right there. The second half of that. Beautiful. That's very nice. Keep going. Very nice. Beautiful. Give us a G. One more. Fantastic. Guys, those are great track and release on sets. It's got cry mode, the pitch is right, it's got focus, it's got the resonance forward to the back of the top teeth. Is there anybody that's not hearing that? Is that making sense? You guys noticing that?
Yeah.
All right, one more thing, just one more thing, Miss Mystic Oz. Put that onset on the move and bring it down a melodic fifth, please. Great. Now, because we're a team, we can't do this for an hour, but were he to do that for a half an hour, 45 minutes, he's going to build amazing coordination and motor skills in the system and tune, get his resonance going and get the frequency going and the whole thing. Great. Working in workflow, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, inside the training program is a big part of the methodology, as well as some of you veterans already know. Okay, so True, Josh, there's these cool ideas. Then how do you put all the ideas together and train them to get an end result that's beautiful? Workflows. So inside the book, you can kind of, in the training, you'll see me pointing out these workflows, and that's how we get really good training. All right. Okay, Jim. No, you know what? Amy. Let's hear it.
What range do you suggest for me, Robert? Because I've just been following along with your video, so I don't know what to.
That's fine. That's fine. When you're just sort of spot checking a little region, go for something that sort of sits. It's a good question. So you're just spot checking or maybe demonstrating for the team or whatever. Put the passaggio right in the middle. That's the best. Go for the hard part. Does that make sense?
It does. I don't know where my passaggio exactly is.
It's gonna be B flat 4.
Flat 4? Oh, here.
Yeah. B flat.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So true passaggio just means vocal break. So so then you're gonna frame. You're gonna frame. Sorry guys, it's my battery shut out. Hang on. You're gonna frame. Something like F to C with the B flat in the middle. Something like that would give you your nice little range. And this gets back to what Oz was saying earlier on, where, hey, I'm just focusing on a certain area only. Like I just want to massage that tough spot right there with the passaggio in the middle. Great. That's great. I've spent lots of time in the car, in the shower training, only a 5-note range, but it's right on the nastiest part, okay? So what we want to embrace that. We want to put ourselves right at that difficult spot and start going back and forth with sirens and onsets and making sure that we're getting a feel for that part, which is the break. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
For ladies, generally B flat 4. Let's hear it. Lovely. Good job.
Okay.
Okay, Amy, more puppy whimper. You thin out a little bit more. More puppy whimper. Okay? It's good. I'll give you a B. I'll give you an A if you cry harder.
Okay. Okay.
Pitch, frequency. Good. No, match your pitch.
Sorry.
No, that's it. That's it. That was good. Cry. Thin out. There you go. Amy, when you release your vowel, turn to the camera a little bit so we can see your aperture. Okay? All right? You're doing great. I'm giving you a B+. When you release that vowel, show us more canine, please. Okay? All right, let's do it again. Face the class and give us bye. I want you to open your mouth a little more, please.
Okay. Oh, wait, am I here? I think I'm...
Okay, great. Now don't let that just sort of coast. Don't just kind of go do a like a pretty choral girl thing. Don't sort of in our head voice and it's pretty. That's okay for choral singing, all right? But what I want you to do is engage the muscle. Belt. Get behind it. Get behind it.
So more chesty, right, Robert? Like chesty.
Well, yes, but I don't want to confuse things. Yeah, I mean, yes, it is more chesty, literally, in the vocal fold configuration, but I don't want to get into the weeds with that. Okay, just cry harder, engage more muscle. Okay.
Okay.
Lift more weight. Lift more weight.
Okay.
Oh.
And then...
Great, Amy. Your turn.
Sorry.
Stay within the interval. Keep it tight, okay? Good job, Amy.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, spend a half an hour on that and go up full octave and then all the way back down, okay? Jim, you ready, buddy? Show these guys, you're a vet. Show these guys how it's done.
No pressure, right? What note should I start on?
You know by now. I don't need to tell you. Just find something that's comfortable for you.
All right, I'm going to try E flat 4 because it can be rough.
E flat 4, by the way, for men, in my opinion, is like E flat 4 and F sharp 4. Two most difficult notes to sing for men.
Okay. Let me start on E flat 4.
Great. Can I stop and explain what you're doing? What you know what you're doing? I'll explain to these guys what you're doing. Okay, you guys, do you hear the little bit of the me coming out? All right. This is fascinating. So, and geeky. It's not exactly a track and release onset that's Jim giving us. When he comes out with that me, he's actually giving us a quack and release onset with the hyper compression. You guys hear that?
Mm.
And that's because, for a couple of reasons, mainly Jim has had a challenge getting these vocal folds to adduct and to close. That's been a sort of a physical challenge that he's had that we've been working on. So the medicine to fix to get these vocal folds to close was to do a quack and release onset because it's more aggressive on the closure. Make sense? He could do a track and release onset, and that's fine. But compliments to you, Jim, even if you're not aware of it, is you're realizing, well, for me, I have compression challenges, so I need to get into a more aggressive onset, which is quack and release, and then do the drill. Makes sense?
I didn't do it on purpose, but yes, that's what I've been working on, quack and release. So
because that's what you've been training, so
yeah.
that's been your habit. Go ahead, keep going. That's great. Thank you. You're doing a nice job of demonstrating quack and release for us.
All right,
Now, hold that compression. If you're going to do quack and release, you guys, be true to it. Hold the quacky me. Hold the me. Let it roll for about 3 seconds. Then maintain the compression and shape the vowel around it. Okay? Do it again, Jim. Okay, bring the back of your tongues to the back. Make the back of your tongue touch the back of your molars. Good. More compression, Jim. Keep going, please. Try again. It's a little flat. This is a little flat. Those of you that can hear that's flat, it's a little flat. This is not flat because Jim can't hear it. He can't. He's a musician, bass player. He's an engineer. He can hear it. Believe me, he can hear it. Jim doesn't have ear problems. Right? It's not flat, but it is flat. It's not flat because he can't hear it. It's flat because the overtones in the sound, the resonance he's releasing, are lacking certain frequencies, certain amplified partials, because the configuration isn't quite right, which is giving that's what's making it flat. Does this make sense, you guys? any given sound is a combination of different frequencies that are amplified, right? So if some of those frequencies, those higher frequencies to the right, are not amplified properly, then it sounds flat. It makes a thing flat. Jim, keep going, buddy. One more. We need more amplification of higher frequencies. More treble now. Better. One more, Jim.
It's falling apart.
Well, it's okay. So, Jim has been challenged with the motor skill to get this thing done, but it's been a hell of a lot of progress, haven't you, Jim?
It's getting better. It gets better every week.
Yeah, but it's been a big challenge, Jim's. So just be honest. But it's getting some. You know what? Your speaking voice is brighter and healthier, Jim. Like your speaking resonance isn't throaty and grindy and unhealthy. Like it's vibrant and it sounds really nice.
Thank you.
Okay, very cool. All right. Hey, Josh, True, do you guys want to try one? Do you want to try a track and release onset? Do you feel like you kind of get what we're doing here? Yeah? Why don't we give you a chance? Okay, let's do that. Josh, why don't you give it a try? Sit up straight. I'll give you the note. Okay, we're going to do a track and release onset. Where tracking means to buzz on a nasal, make your lips vibrate, whimper like a puppy, keep your eyes forward. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Take your time. Roll it out and release a beautiful resonance. Okay, so let's try. Let's try A3. Okay, Josh, ready? Give it a go. Okay, good. We're getting distortion on your mic a little bit. Yep. You might not need the mic. Just go with the regular. Just go with the mic that's built into your computer. Okay, if you can. Let's try it again. By the way, that's the idea. Just get good at it. Here we go. All right, we're getting canceled.
Throaty.
Yeah, well, we can't hear it because we're getting cancellation. So you'll want to go into your Zoom settings and throttle back the sound suppression setting.
Why don't we try True while I get that?
Yeah, or just remove the headset and just go with the mic. Just go with the room.
Oh, that works.
Yeah. True. Let's give it a go, buddy. You want to give it a go? Okay, we can't hear you.
Yeah, just tell me how it sounds with my headphone mic.
It's fine. Hey, FYI, when we do this, it's best to just go with ambient sound in the room. You notice how the rest of us don't have fancy mics and stuff like all set up. That gets in the way. Just go with regular noise in the room.
Okay, so I can just take.
Yeah. It's better, but you'll have to turn the mic on your computer so that we can hear you. You have to turn a different mic on now, which is in your computer. Yeah. So what you'll do is you'll go down to on Zoom. You'll go down to the bottom left corner where it says mic. You'll do the pop. There you go. We got you.
Okay. Cool.
All right, very cool. All right, sit up straight. Give to us the best track and release onset today. I'll give you a note. We'll do this A3. Watch me. I'll just do it once for you, okay? Your turn.
Okay.
That is a track and release onset. Good job.
Thank you.
I give it a B-. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. You've been listening. Let's try a couple more. Okay, I want you to get a little more. I want you to cry harder into it. And I also want you, remember how Jim did a little bit. I know we're a little over time right now, you guys. If you need to go, I understand. I'm going to stay with you a few minutes. You remember how Jim did the little me, and then he released? I want that for you too. Okay, I want you to get your vocal folds. We do this because it makes the vocal folds come to better gather more aggressively. Give us a quack and release onset, True, please. That's it. That's it. Now put a little bit more whimper puppy on the nasal. Cry harder. Great, True. I want you to lift more in your canines. We need a little bit more lift here. You're doing great, really. A little more lift. Here we go. That's the one. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, it's frequent workflow. There's a stack of like 5 things. Really, there's like 20, but the top 5 are the most important. Frequency, cry mode, open your mouth, get the resonance forward, get your eyes off the floor, look forward. Do it again, True. You're doing great. Beautiful. Until Zoom canceled you out, you need to throttle back your sound suppression settings inside Zoom. But it's good. It's good. It's just a little technique, but believe me when I tell you, if you go up, True, all the way up the keyboard and all the way back down, like 2 full octaves, geek out on it. Like give it 20 minutes, 30 minutes of just, it's a meditative thing. Okay, nobody will understand and appreciate what you're doing but you. Okay, and you're just gonna just geek out, and the game you're playing is release the most beautiful little auditory singularity you can possibly create. Put a little vibrato, make it pretty, stop. All right, play that game, all of you, all the way up the octave and a half, all the way back down, every single day. If you keep doing that over and over again for 4 weeks, your voice is going to be coordinated, resonated, healthy. You can be singing better, and you're going to have those 5 key things rolling for you. Then go sing. Then when you go sing, you're like, holy shit, I've never sang a Journey song like this before. Seriously. All right? And it's because you've been doing the detail work. Okay. Boy, whole hour went by. Was that helpful for you guys?
Yeah.
And ladies? Yeah? Okay, cool. Fun class. I don't want to go over, and so I think that is our class. Great job on this. So homework. Let's go out here and let's talk about some homework. We've done our track, and we've done a quack. We kind of introduced the quack and release onset and the track and release onset. So we sort of skipped the warm-ups, didn't we? So what I want to do now is we're going to take as a class, we're going to take a brave step forward now, and we're going to start working on these warm-up routines. So we're going to get off. We're not going to get off the onsets. We're going to come back and do these as well. But for now, you guys need to we're going to pause on these other onsets here just for a week or so that we can start running around the track and actually going on a scale and warming up. Okay. The warm-ups are, this is the best damn warm-ups anywhere. Okay. It's actually a set. There's 3 workouts on this. And you'll notice here, one reason why I started with track and release, so that you guys understand what track means. Now we get down here to the warm up, and it has a name. We have to give these things names. We have this name. It's called track and track. So basically, it's going to be all nasal on a melodic fifth major scale. So those of you that have the program, true, after you purchase the program, log into the website, and then you just click on this, okay? And it takes you right into the track and track workout. What do we have in here? We have coach demonstrating. That's the NG. Now I'll go back to an M. I'm alternating between three nasals. Okay, that's track and track. You do that, it's really good for your voice. Okay, here's the notation, and here are the accompaniment. Okay, to train it. So it's the same thing that coach is doing up here in the video. So basically, what you do is you click on the link out here. You guys, especially those of you that are new, you click on the link out here. It takes you out to the exact training page. You watch the video of Rob and train with me over the video. Okay, just go with Rob on the video. Do that 4 or 5 times. Do that for a couple days, and then when you feel like you can ride solo, then you come down here and you play the same track down here and you do it yourself. Okay, you're going to alternate between M, N, and NG. Always with cry mode, always with resonance forward, right? And some training notes that I've created here, just things for you to be aware of. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Monkey see, monkey do. Go down here, read the notes. You don't have to be a notation reader to get value out of this. Maestro Kyle used to tell me, don't worry about it. When the notes go up, you go up. When the notes go down, you go down. Seriously, it's just a pattern to follow, okay? And then here's your accompaniment. We have slow versions, fast versions, male versions, female versions. Okay, all right, so back to the homework. What I want you guys to do is I want you to dig into the course and watch the lectures and train these 3 workouts. And I know I haven't shown you how to do it, but it's on the videos. The system is designed to get you 80% there without me. Does that make sense? And I want to challenge you to go into any workout in the program and watch the videos and learn how to just with your intuition and your experience of the program, figure out how to do it yourself as much as you can. Okay, does that make sense? And then 2 weeks we'll come back, we'll spot check that, we'll make sure it's all clean and it's working great, and we'll score about the problems. Okay, and then you'll be warming up. Okay, cool. All right, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Anything anybody wants to add before we go?
I did, but
Okay.
nobody else has to stick around for that, I guess.
Okay, that's fine.
I was just going to add just something that I had a lot of problems with, and it's kind of still in my forefront all the time, was using the diaphragm to push air. If you're not pushing with your diaphragm, you're basically taking the musculature that you're using to produce the sound to also try to push. So I always kind of look at it like if I had a saxophone, right? Saxophone, it's made of metal, so it holds its structure and you just got to press buttons and blow. The voice, it's more like if that saxophone was made out of silicone, if you try to blow through it, everything's going to go all over the place. So you got to kind of like structure it hard first and then blow air through it. So your vocal tract basically constructs and tightens everything to produce the sound, and then you use the diaphragm to push the air through. That was a lot of difficulties for me because I didn't know what it felt like to push from the diaphragm, even though I was trying to push with my stomach, but I was still using my throat to both push air and configure for it. And it causes a lot of restriction as you go higher and higher up. It makes it much more difficult.
Bingo. Absolutely. That is a great observation. So, in other words, if you're not supporting the vocal folds in the subglottal position, we're blowing air through it, okay, and it's oscillating. If you're not blowing air through the vocal folds properly from down here, and there's respiration workouts in the program, just go find them, respiration, how to breathe. Go look at it. There's workouts, okay? Get that going. Be mindful of it. If you're not blowing good air from the core up, then what happens is the brain is sending a signal. It's sending a message. The intellect is sending a message to the mechanism, and it's saying, give me sound, give me a pitch. I need to get to the G4. Give me that note. Please give it to me. Give it to me. And the guys downstairs in the basement are saying, well, since boss upstairs won't give us the respiration that we need to properly give it to you, we'll just start squeezing. And then the mechanism begins to choke and squeeze to give the brain what it's asking for. In other words, you'll start choking and squeezing to get to the high notes. And it kind of works for about 15 minutes until you get tired and you start feeling like a choking duck. Right, Oz? Yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Without respiration, you'll still get the note, but the body will default to an inefficient system, which is squeezing to get there. So thank you, Oz. That's a really good point. Make sure you're blowing a lot of air. After all, and we'll leave it at this, the singing voice is a wind instrument. Okay? All right. Cool.
Thanks.
You're welcome. 2 weeks from now, I'm going to ask you guys, let's show me the warm up, and you've dug through it and you figured it out, and you're hacking through it, or you're doing a good job with it. Okay. I'll take this video, I'll upload it to the YouTube thing so you can watch it again, and reach out to me if you have any questions. Cool. Yeah. Microphone. Let's talk. Yeah. Oh, you guys can go if you want. Class is dismissed. You're welcome to hang out if you want to. Josh, what do you got there?
CM2 per your suggestion in the book.
The
Rode M. What is it? The Rode M2?
Oh, the Rode M2.
Yeah. Is that still your preferred?
It is.
Quality.
When it comes to microphones, it's like beer. It's like beautiful motorcycles. They're all. It's. Give me a blonde, brunette, redhead. Doesn't matter. They're all beautiful. All right. So, with all due respect. So, yes, that's a great microphone. The Rode M2 is one of the best condenser microphones on the market, especially for the value. Okay. So I have it's great. I have about 10 expensive condenser microphones, not dynamics, that are sort of dumb and brainless, but powered condenser microphones like that.
Sure.
And
I'm just thinking, the majority of the problems that I've had here have been like technical with the microphones and such. My studio's in there, so I might switch over to microphone and a studio headset just to make things really simple so we don't have to go through that again.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that that's a good mic for that.
That's a great mic. Make sure but it requires power. Do you understand that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So sure
I have a DAE just like you have there.
It needs 440 watts pumped through it, and then it'll work. But here's my geeky story. I got a whole bunch of handheld condenser microphones, which are, by the way, more beautiful and sound better than the handheld dumb dynamic mics you just plug in, they work. Mm-hmm. The condenser microphones require juice. You got to put energy into them, electricity. Yep. So that's the easy explanation. Got a bunch of them. They tend to be a little more sensitive. They tend to sound better, and I use them for recording. All right. So when I'm recording, like if you guys watch videos of me recording, you see me like standing up in front of these great big fancy microphones. I got a secret for you. That's just show business. They're actually all of my songs, most of them on YouTube are tracked through a handheld condenser. Okay. Why? Because when I'm tracking, I want to be able to flex and I want to be able to like emotionally get into it. I don't like recording standing like in front of a thing. Okay. It's just me. So anyways, I've got these really super expensive condenser mics from Germany, the Neumann and Sennheisers. They're like $1,000 a piece. They're not cheap. And I've done a shootout. So I've like plugged in all of my condenser mics and sang the same song and listened to the different coloration of the microphones. And the thing is the Rode is like what, $300 or something. And for me, not every time the Neumann K104 is a little better, But other than the Neumann, that microphone sounds great in recordings. So if you're looking for a microphone, a handheld to make recordings on, the Rode M2 would be one of my recommendations on a budget. And if you're made of money, you can go get the Neumann K104, and it's like $2,000. You can do that. It's like having a U87 in your hand. It's really nice.
Yeah, I really like the way it feels. It's got a great feel to it.
It is a great mic, and it's built like a tank too. You can drop that thing. I mean, you can just, great. Don't get me started. All right, don't start talking about mics. We'll never get out of here.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Drew, give me a call. I look forward to the order. I hope you will join us in 2 weeks. It'll be a lot of fun. You'll get a lot out of this.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, guys. Let's go. Have a nice weekend.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. My pleasure. It was fun.